we don't have a chance now.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Ant Money Experience, the podcast unlike no other. Had a little mishap, accidentally put my phone on the button, but that's neither here nor there. Welcome to the greatest podcast on the internet, greatest podcast in the world, the Ant Money Experience. I am your host, yours truly, King Ant Money. And if you are here right now, you are with me. Y'all been rocking with me for the 45 days of the government shutdown. And little technical difficulty on my end. But y'all was rocking with me through the 45 days of the government shutdown, but we are back. My bad. My bad, good people. Welcome to the A Money Experience podcast, unlike no other. I am your host, King and Money. Like I was saying, thank y'all for rocking with me the 45 days of the government shutdown. We are no longer shut down. Brr, 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 brr. Finally got, ooh, excuse me. Finally got my backpack, so your boy is back the way I'm used to being. But if you are here right now, you are watching on the most dangerous podcast network in the world, the big exclusive network. If you got a podcast idea, your podcast needs a home, make sure you come over to the winning team, man. Make sure you are like, share, subscribe, and subscription to the network because we got some bangers coming for y'all. As I've been telling y'all, working behind the scenes, getting some stuff right because we want to make sure. Joy, you're disrespectful, but we want to make sure that we deliver that great content and even better content. Before we go any further, a message from our sponsors. What up, Ron? What up, comedian Tay Bookie? Just like those good brothers did right there. If you are in the comments, if you are viewing, make sure you comment so I can make sure I give my people the shout out they deserve. Also, if you would like to be a co-host on the Ant Money Experience, slide on through to my DMs in my inbox, ladies, so you can get to the front of the line. Also, if you have a business, an initiative, uh, a podcast, a mixtape, you selling dinners, also make sure you inbox me so I can include you on our spotlight segment of the show. What up, El Presidente? You've been missing a little lately, but also it's the holidays, good people. Make sure you are checking on your folks. We will not be doing a show next Thursday because it is one of them holidays. I don't care for the meaning behind it. I just appreciate times that we can get together as a family, as families, and make sure if you know somebody that is by themselves that might not have a place, make sure you invite them over at least for a plate. Nobody should be by themselves during the holidays. With that being said, producer, bring up my co-host of this evening. Scooty, what up, gang? I can't hear you.
I was muted.
Oh, there
What
you
up,
go.
twin?
There you go. There you go. Me and Scooty back at it again, running it back. If you missed the last episode, make sure you go back and check that because it was a fire one. But with that being said, let's jump into that. If it bleeds, it leads. say Boogie said I got multiple personalities. I'm never alone. Say Boogie, I'm not gonna hold you. I don't got multiple personalities, but I don't be feeling like I'm alone either. But producer, play my first clip, please.
Word is John, and I don't think so. I believe it's only our stamped word because the white Philadelphians started saying it, to be honest. White Philadelphians were never saying the black Philadelphians slang words and names and sayings and shit up until like COVID. Y'all was saying use. I don't even know when the last time I heard a white South Philadelphian say use. Unless they were in their 50s, to be honest. They all sound like they come from North Philly now. Philadelphia is changing the whites down here. I don't know what they have evolved to, child. They don't even say use no more. That's all you used to hear. Used to use. Now they be like, bitch, that's drawn, bitch. I be like, what? Jacob?
Now I want to say, Philly, we got a lot of slang words, and some of our shit be going global, and people don't be realizing where it comes from. But I personally don't care if people use our slang words as long as you use the word right. Now, Scooty, do you
Yes, sir.
have a favorite Philly slang word?
Dickhead.
Ooh.
It's a staple. It's a staple. It's part of my everyday vocabulary. I still say badge on.
Oh.
Like these are just things that I brought with me from you. Like you, part of my daily life. Because I love you, bro. Like,
I love you too. But I also want to say you are one of the few people from outside of Philly that you pick up on a slang and you use it right. And the funny thing is, I cannot say the same for myself. I remember when we was having a conversation and I was like, yeah, something whoop de whoop. And you was like, yeah, don't do that shit again. I was like, okay, I won't. Where is
it's
he?
be,
What up, gang?
it's because I like to mirror. I'm good at mirroring. It's Candy. You brought it on. I like to
Now,
mirror. I like to do things appropriately.
I appreciate that. And
No,
I was like, I'm glad that I said this to my sis because I would have hated to be outside, said it, and just sound like a dumbass.
listen, man.
Now, speaking
No,
of our Philly slang, this next video is an example of people not from Philly wanting to sound like it. Play the clip, please, producer.
Come on, man. Let me be with y'all, man. Y'all never let me say no Philly stuff, man. I want to say Young Bull, John. Come on. Let me say Young Bull. What I say wrong? What I do wrong? How'd I say wrong? I said Bull? Young Bull. Bull. Bull? Bull. Oh, I just said bull like the animal. With bull? That's my Young Bull. Is it wrong? That's good. All right, now how I do John? Let me do John. What's wrong with that? John. John. So you got to do a lot with your mouth for the Philly. John. John Bull. John. Water ice. John Bull. John Water ice. Why your mouth like that? That's what they say, man. Young Bull. John. Young Bull. Dickhead. Yeah, Young Bull. John. Dickhead. Water ice. Go Bird. Dickhead. John Bull. Ice. Water.
Shout out to Kev on stage. I personally love him as a comedian. A lot of people don't really care for him,
go.
but I mean, he has a different, like, clean kind of comedy that people don't really care for, but I appreciate him. But I'm not gonna lie, Kev.
Don't make me tell you
You
that.
you,
You'll
you
come get
get one
gas.
you get one for that. But trying to sound like you from Philly and completely sounding like a foreigner, producer, drop it.
Man, sit your dumb ass down and shut.
Now,
It's something right
with
there.
that
Like
being
the metal
said,
one.
this next clip is probably it's my second favorite clip of the last 2 weeks. Producer, play my next clip, please.
Who live in the neighborhood are shocked that the suspect is so young.
God, where mother at? Where this little girl mother at? Where they role models at? Where's the adults? That's the question we all trying to figure out.
That's what we trying to figure out.
Now, if you are unfamiliar with that clip, that is a clip from a DC News report where a 13-year-old young lady had apparently robbed somebody, and his reaction was priceless. Where my mother at? Where are people at? Who's watching her? Real shit, because a 13-year-old robbing somebody is insane. Now, Scooty, do you have a news clip moment that is like one of your favorites?
First of all, I just want to say why he ain't asked where her daddy was. I was going to point that out, but also I do. And one of my favorite news clips is the anybody got time for that? And
That
also,
was
it's upsetting me and my homegirls
that. You know what? I just love my people because we want to make a moment out of nothing.
and everything, you
And
know?
I remember when I was like 4 years old, I was with my older cousin and my aunt and one of my younger cousins. We was out. It was Christmas time, and the news reporter came up to my cousin and asked him how he felt about some situation that happened, and he was like, "That's crazy. That ain't right." So I asked my cousin as an adult, maybe about a year ago. I was like, "Do you remember that?" He was like, "Yeah, I remember that." He was like, "You want to know the crazy thing?" I was like, "What?" He said, "I didn't even know what that man was talking about. I didn't even know what happened." I said, "This is proof that my family is insane." But with that being said, producer, my next clip, please.
Damn, he messed up my exit. I tried to ease out of here when the clip started.
Definitely court you.
Budget, you need a plan. Also remember, adults don't need gifts, okay? Focus on the people in your life who are age 3 to 18. Grandma doesn't need slippers. If they don't live by you, don't get them a gift. Now's not the time to spend and break the bank sending packages across the country, Dana. Focus on the people in your life, ages 3 to 18. That's my 30 seconds for you.
Jade.
So that was a clip from a news segment where a young lady expressed in this economy with because we all out here going through going through something. But do you agree with what she said as far as you should only be buying kids gifts at Christmas?
I do and I don't. I mean, I know your people or whatever, but I'm also a firm believer in not picking one day out the year to kind of show your appreciation to people around you or whatever. Um,
Okay.
so but also during the holidays or whatever, it's the end of the year and stuff, especially for me. I got Christmas, then Luna's birthday is right after that.
Ooh,
So because it's December, then January, I had to drink. It's just a lot of things being there.
yeah. I
So
definitely
adults seems like a stretch at this point, especially when I already go throughout the year doing whatever. Um, but kids, yeah, I believe getting kids gifts or whatever. I don't believe in rewarding bad behavior and doing a bunch of other stuff.
agree.
But um, but I'm not against like getting kids presents or stuff or for Christmas versus adults. But if you can afford it, because long as you show your people in your village you appreciate them, you love them, whatever, in the way that they receive it as love and appreciation. Everybody don't want fucking gifts. Everybody don't care about gifts.
Now, I would say that I disagree wholeheartedly with just getting kids presents because I understand what you mean as far as appreciating people throughout the year. But if I get you a gift and you don't get me one back, I'm looking at you crazy.
But that's something to talk
Unless
about
you
though.
just,
And
unless you elderly and sick. Like I got an older aunt where, I mean, she ain't necessarily gotta get me nothing. That's cool. I ain't gonna take it no way. But I ain't gonna hold you. If my mother get me some sheets again this year, it's gonna be a problem.
she gonna put her hands
But
in you.
but also, I mean, who don't like gifts? I'm really not big on gifts. If I get something from you, it's always appreciated. Even like I got a sibling, I ain't gonna say which one, that ain't necessarily making the most money. And she'll throw a little, it's been $10 to $20, however good she doing at the time. And I appreciate it. I was thought of. I ain't even gonna hold you. A card with a little funny message in it, be cool for me. I don't necessarily have a problem with that, but I just want to say, give me a motherfucking gift. I don't care. I don't care.
But that goes back to knowing your audience, like knowing. Like I said, giving people stuff that they appreciate and showing appreciation and love in ways that they receive it. You like gifts, so you want gifts. Some
Yeah.
people want some time spent. Some people, oh, yo, yo, let's just go to the park. Let's do X, Y, Z. Let's go make a memory. Let's go to an escape room or something. Let's take the kids. Let's take the kids somewhere and do something with them. Whatever.
Wait, it looked like y'all planned
We
it.
did. She just climbed up here to harass me because she swindled me out of giving her a candy cane a while ago. Her grandma came in here and was like, "You just swindle your mama?" I said, "Oh, because I'm a bit okay, okay." Into the trash.
Ain't
She playing
nothing.
on me.
Producer, bring
Stop.
up to this comment. Ain't nothing wrong with sheets, especially a good 1,000 or more thread count.
Hey, I ain't mad at it.
Listen,
Turkish cotton for the win every winter. I don't care.
I
Whew.
mean, I ain't necessarily mad at it, but I'm just saying, 2 years in a row, 3 years, Mom, we gonna have to have some discussions.
Have you expressed this? Have you expressed this to her?
No,
Have you told her what
I
you
let the,
wanted?
no.
Well, then stop crying about it.
Well, also, I told my parents, like, I told my mom, my mom is really good at picking out dress clothes. So I have said, like, hey, you can get me a nice shirt and tie. I'm cool with it.
Okay.
Now, she switched it up 2 years ago, and I'm like, all right, that's cool. Because my sister was like, that nigga had them raggedy ass sheets. I said, all right, chill. Daddy, chill.
Daddy, chill. What
So I
even is
understood
that?
the first time. The second time, I was like, now, also, I will say that I'm trying to do, because I'm not going to act holier than thou. I'm a heavy gift card giver. But I said this year, I'm going to try to do better and give people meaningful gifts. My youngest sister, I actually was at Baltimore Comic Con about a month ago, and a show that when I was babysitting her, they played over and over again, The Big Comfy Couch. The clown from The Big Comfy Couch was there, and my sister was like, "Get me an autograph." So I did do that, and I was like, "Merry Christmas." Got it framed for and everything, autographed. So I was like, I want to give people thoughtful gifts this year. That's my goal.
That's
But
cute.
now, y'all know I always like to do a little sports recap. 76ers, we in eighth place. I ain't gonna say that we shouldn't be doing better, but we doing better than I would have expected for us. The way we were projected to look at the beginning of the season is always fuck them Eagles. Y'all been sliding, but to each his own. Shout out to the Patriots. We number one in the AFC. Haters, y'all know what y'all can do. It involves eating and it also involves a dick. Um uh,
Dickhead.
uh Christmas is a social trap. I'm not gonna deny that. But honestly, Christmas, even though I made my comment about gifts, for me, Christmas is more of the family gathering aspect than anything else. Because in my family, we bounce around for Thanksgiving. We got a couple people that are like staples that do their thing, but for the most part, Christmas is when my family we all gather and all are welcome. But when my parents living in Georgia, it's going to be some discussions had this year because I don't know that that's what I want to do during the holidays. I'm not trying to be traveling and stuck in somebody's airport when I'm trying to get back. When I'm ready to
Honestly,
go, I'm ready to go.
I mean, no parts of it.
But y'all know how I like to do if it bleeds, it leads. Producer, play my funny clip of the week.
Right. Hold on, man. Give it a minute.
It's like, damn. That boy is crazy. That was me enjoying myself on Halloween. Halloween was a time, ladies and gentlemen. I have never had a Halloween where I partied the week before Halloween and Halloween. Halloween being on the weekend was lit. I can't wait for next year. I'm going to surprise y'all. That was a last minute ditch outfit because of the shutdown. I ain't had the money to get what I really wanted, but I got something for y'all next year. But with that being said, producer, let's show. Well, also before I say that, I think that that is funny because of all my internet antics. That is to date my most viewed video that I've ever posted on social media. And when I was looking at the insight, I mean, I had people sharing it. I had people putting it in a story, reposting it. Love that I can be that entertainment that your life need. But with that being said, producer, let's jump into that lounge talk. Shout out to Tay Boogie. Tay Boogie, I'm not gonna lie. Your internet videos keep me crying. You for sure a goddamn fool. Now, El Presidente, why weren't you allowed to wear a costume this year?
Had that ass out. Had that thing
Sounds
out for
like,
sure.
sounds like, but
Messy. You messy.
now I have a wine cooler topic, but the conversations that I had around my wine cooler topic, that just became my lounge talk topic. So what I'm going to do is front load my lounge talk topic as my wine cooler topic. Producer, play my clip, please.
I absolutely was not expecting that.
So, how would you feel about like your partner, your girlfriend, your wife posting their dead ex every birthday?
Ooh. Now, is this like their? Do they have a child?
Not even that, but I mean like it's like their ex boyfriend that just died. Like they was together for a while, but like
I don't even. Now, shout out to my good brother Ryan, A Safe Space for Men. He actually dropped a new episode today. Make sure you check that out. I'm definitely going to be checking that out either tonight or tomorrow. But Ryan brought up an interesting topic that I actually never thought of. Now, Scooty, I'm going to ask you, how would you feel about a spouse posting an ex that was deceased?
It's situational, right? Because while I am a certified crash out, I am also very like understanding and I understand like psychology, whatever, da da da. So I understand like okay, you were together, they died, never got closure or whatever. Certain like certain little things or whatever, I can understand. I can try to be accommodating and understanding with or whatever. Because I have a few people in my life that they die. I too would be heartbroken. I'll be sad, but I also wouldn't be overdoing it because like that bad. Um, but I would try to, kind of validate feelings a little bit. But what we're not going to be doing is grieving and sobbing and going down the wall and I'm just so distraught and I just don't, I'm gonna kill myself if this person is dead. Who are you playing with? You gonna join them?
That was Ryan's thoughts.
You gonna join them because at some point I grieve different. I bleed different. So you
Indeed.
can't you can't come to me with a wild ass grieving or whatever. Expect me to have any type of
Oh,
whatever with you.
you know what, Scooty? One thing I can say about you, you don't be up here pump faking for the podcast. I'm not gonna put your business out, but we've been friends through two very close deaths to you. And when I tell you, you carried on for a minute and then half an hour into the conversation, drop them bombs. I'm like,
You make a Halloween costume and she still got it on. Let me go get it real quick.
you can get the Halloween costume if you would like. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to tell you, y'all are about to be mind blown by this Halloween costume that she is about to show y'all. I really wanted to show this Halloween costume, but I said I'm going to give her the opportunity to do it on her own.
Put it on the sofa. Pick it up.
She's a Lego.
Ladies and
She's a
gentlemen,
Lego block.
ladies and gentlemen, what you guys are looking at
It will be fine.
is the
Hi, mother.
costume that Scooty made for her parent that is deceased. Her parents' remains are in that box, and she dressed both of her deceased parents up for Halloween.
Yes, yes. My father was Pumpkinhead, but I threw the pumpkins outside now because I made my family do a photo shoot for
Ladies
Halloween
and
yesterday.
gentlemen, when she sent me that video, sent me that picture and was like, look, I
What's your
dressed my
grandma?
parents up for Halloween. But I feel as though with the deceased, Ryan, when I tell you, I was sitting there, I looked at the picture and I was like, wait a minute, is this what I'm thinking? That might be a viral clip. But when I think about grieving over an ex, I feel that if you're not in a relationship, have at it. If we just in a talking phase, I can't get mad at it. If we got some time in, you better just before we see each other, um yeah, you better grieve in your own time. I don't want to see you over here crying over an ex that been passed away for some years and we got years in. Yo, Ron, absolutely. Ron said I was not expecting that ant voice. For sure, I wasn't expecting it. But I think that it's inappropriate to still continue to grieve over an ex. I'm not going to tell you to get over it because let's be honest. I think with relationships in general in your adult life, you do hold your relationships. Um, they do kind of continue with you, whether they be good or whether they have been bad. Any relationship that you spend time in is going to still be a part of you. It's going to be a part of the way you interact in your relationships. But Ryan and that reel, it continues because that's about a 2 minute reel. Ryan said, "Listen, no, I'm talking about putting up reels of y'all together and stuff. Nah,
Oh no,
I can't
oh, no,
see
you
it.
were missing. You were missing.
It's like the video of
You
the
were missing.
girl asking to be taken to the hospital to see her ex. You know what? That was actually a really good kind of spin-off question. Uh Scooty. There was a
Hmm?
video that went viral about a guy that said he was talking to a lady and she was one way or the other, either the guy or the girl, but let's just say the guy was talking to a lady and
Hmm.
she was her ex's next to kin when they were together, never changed it. He was on his deathbed and the hospital call her like, hey, he's not going to make it. And you're the only contact that we have. Do you feel like it would be appropriate to go to the hospital when that ex is dying because you're the only next to kin?
My bad. A father moved me, and I had to go clean the dog poop because my dog hates me. Um, no. I again, it depends on the situation. Even though I'm getting to my fucking nerves or whatever, there still is obviously a level of respect there and shit. There's still like understanding. There's still like I said, situational things or whatever. Now you're the next of you're the next of you're like the next can contact or whatever. Now it's weird because why are you being a participant in this person's life? Where's this person's family at? What's going on with whatever? Now I got to figure out this kind of situation. What's happening with this, right? So I won't say that like I'm gonna shut it down or either I'm gonna encourage it. It would genuinely depend on the situation at hand because
Now,
I'm not gonna
shout out.
because like
Oh, my fault.
oh because because while I am an asshole, I'm not heartless for like I'm not like I'm very understanding to people and I make jokes about death and all these dark things all the time or whatever. But go away. But I also understand how life happens. And you can be in some place, just by yourself or whatever, and it's the only person you know, and whatever. but I would absolutely have to know the story and like really get into the background. It can't be like, like, oh, I want to talk about it. But like, you can't go. Like, what are you talking about? But we're done with that. I
Hold
need to know
on,
what's going on
let me get to some of these comments.
for
Shout out
emotional
to my bro.
support.
Shout out to my bro Jay. Shout out to my bro Dre. Damn, Drake
Are you
just whooped
drunk?
my ass. But
You're having a
his
stroke.
first comment said, nah. Then it says, bet not sniff around me about no X-Men. Then it says, me and mines don't trip over it. Now, this personally is my favorite comment about this particular situation. Yeah, we going. I like that one. Yeah, we go. No, it's okay. We going. Don't worry. We there. We there. I'll even pull the plug if need be for emotional support. That is
For
crazy. But I don't feel like I would trip over the situation because I feel like in the moment, if you get the phone call, we out or we just chilling at the crib and you get the phone that your ex is on their deathbed, they were just in a car crash, and you're the only contact that they had. I don't think it would be an issue to go be at their bedside while they're basically close to passing away and you have to hit their close people up because I mean, I feel like any person that I've ever dated, I know how to get in contact with their folks. If not their parent, somebody very close to them, but I would I wouldn't have an issue with that scenario playing out.
I think I would just have issue with the whole situation because like I take the I won't say like I take the spaz out method immediately or whatever, but I be thinking about the different possibilities of things because one of the possibilities is they're calling you because that's not an ex, shit like that. So that's why I need to know what's going on. I need to know what's happening. I need to know what's happening immediately.
Now, I
Things
agree
like
with that.
this.
I agree with that. I feel like if the scenario comes about, you do need to explain it. Hey, this was an ex. We were together for some time. You know, I'm
Some,
not even
some,
gonna hold you. I'm a realistic person. I don't think it's an issue when a person talks to their ex from time to time. Now, I don't want to hear about it, but I don't think it's crazy that your ex checks up on you. Now, when you checking up on your ex, we got some conversations to be had, but I don't think that's completely crazy. Now, shout out to my guy Mac. He said no issue if no immediate family, and that's another good point. I dated somebody where her entire family was in one spot of PA, like miles away. And then the rest of her family was spread out throughout the country, but she had no immediate family near. So if she had listed me as her contact, her emergency contact, I could understand that because she had no family close by. So I would be able to, I knew how to reach out to her sister or her mother if need be. But immediately there would have been nobody there. But
right.
that topic actually went a lot further than I thought. Now, to the new lounge talk topic for this evening.
Here we go.
Now, I was watching a podcast, Decisions. That's the podcast that I get some of my content from, but I never steal it and present it like it's my own. Always give them their credit.
Because that's
But they
plagiarism.
had a topic, and these three people were sitting there, and it just randomly came up. They asked one another, is there something sexual about your partner? Because one thing I'll say is they live pretty sexual fluent and non-traditional sexual lives. They said, is there something sexual about a partner or somebody that you're dealing with? Is there something sexual they could tell you that would make you not want to deal with them? Now, I'm gonna let you answer that question, Scooty. But before we go there, I want to know what y'all got to say about that. And if y'all think I came here to play with y'all, god damn it, I'm not. Now, Scooty, how, and the link is in the comments for anybody that wants to dial in and comment on camera about this particular topic. Now, Scooty, what is your answer? Is there something sexual, a sexual experience that somebody that you're dealing with or talking to tells you that would completely turn you off from that person?
Tay Boogie funny. There's a couple of things. And I don't king shame like they're doing different things. I never told you about. Never mind, I'm not getting into that. But people do different things. That's whatever. You can't tell me that you're into like incest, the step bro, step sis porn stuff. That's out of here. Age play is out of here. I can deal
Ooh,
with consensual, non-consensual things like that. Because that's still consent. That's still like a thing or whatever. But we would have to get into the root of why you're into that or whatever. Because I know why a lot of women are into it. So I didn't know why you're into it, sir, because they're into it because they're 9 times out of 10 they're victims of something. So why are you into it,
good
beloved?
point.
Things like that. That's about it though. I'm not against pegging stuff like that. It's just again let's talk let's do like the layers of things. Let's talk about some things like that. Figure out why. I brought that up because Tay Boogie made the comment they made.
Yeah,
But
shout out
like
to
let's
Tay Boogie. You
figure
can't touch
out
my back my back door, Jer.
your.
That's wild.
That's about it. Like I'm pretty open minded about things. I'm pretty try anything once or twice, see how it works out or whatever. I also don't
So
like my back door being touched, so I'm with you with that, my nigga. I don't.
yeah, my back door is a no fly zone. But I had this conversation with one of my good friends. Shout out to Nikki, co-hosted up here a couple weeks ago. But I had this conversation with her, and she said that if she were talking to a guy and he said that he was bisexual, she was like, I can't deal with you. She was like, I'm pretty open to like people experiencing different things sexually. But she was like, nah, you can't tell me that you was a bisexual. Cause she was like, that's just not my preference and the men that I would date. And I was like, you know what? I could understand that. Me personally, I said, listen, if a shorty said she had a train ran on her, it's a wrap. I can't deal with you, you freaky ass whore.
Have you ever ran a train on somebody?
Never.
Okay. All
Never
right.
ran it,
Okay.
never ran a train, never been a part of a train. I remember I told this story a couple years ago on this podcast about how my cousins from North Philly,
Mud on the wood ain't
they
no
was
good.
in some dirty shit. And I
Let's put
came
this shit
on there
up.
one day and they was like, hey, where was you at yesterday? And I was like, I mean, I had to watch my daughter. What's up? They was like, oh, we had a chick around here and she fucked 13 of us. I was like, 13 of y'all? Why are you asking me where I was at? Because I would not have been a part of that. But shout out to Tate Boogie. What up, good brother?
Yo, what's the
What up,
vibe,
bro?
gang?
You already know Max B home.
Yeah, that's that
Please.
Harlem. That's that Harlem. I'm Queens.
Oh, my
They
fault,
can
my
have
fault. Queens get the
that
money, long time no cash.
all day. But nah, the whole sexual thing you talk about, you
Right.
touch my back door or anywhere around it, it's a problem.
I dig that. But my question is, what could somebody now? Let's take your wife out the picture because I don't like playing that game when it's somebody's wife. Now, back in your days prior to meeting your wife, if you was talking to a shorty, what's one thing she could tell you sexually that she did that you like, oh no, you're not for me.
Family members. You mess with your family, I can't do it.
Because what you own besides your cousin? Like what's happening right now?
Right.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm gonna
that
look at all your family photos, mad wild after that.
Because why are you
yeah,
hugging him like this?
Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
that
You know,
is
back in the
that
days when
is
they had the Sears pictures and shit, and everybody
Inside is
was all
crazy.
cuddled up in the chair in the Sears pictures and shit. Nah, son, he was playing with your ass.
They took playing house to the extreme.
now.
Exactly.
Now I'm gonna tell you a weird fact that I came across when I was watching. I was watching clips on YouTube. Do you know that they encourage separation when adopted siblings find each other?
I can tell you why. I do know that.
Did you know that, Tay
Nah,
Boogie?
nah.
Do you want to know why?
And also
Yeah.
parents. Also parents.
I didn't
Adopted
know
parents are like
parents.
that.
I didn't
It's
know
also parents.
parents, but I knew about siblings. Now you were too confident, so I know you know the answer. Scooty, let's educate the audience.
Yeah, learn me
So
this.
because so the layman term for it, like the layman situation, like the bottom line for it is you have this connection that's unexplained, and people take that as romantic instead of platonic, instead of like family, because your body knows that this is your family member, and you have this connection with them, and you're like, oh, this is such a strong connection. Like we're so much alike because genes are crazy, genetics are insane, and whether they want to admit it, mm, you are your parents' children, unfortunately, in one way or another. But because you don't have that like upbringing of like being around people or of like being around them, your siblings, your mother, your father, whatever, when you meet them, your biology, like your body starts like, oh, okay, yeah. And their body starts like, and they're both on the same wavelengths, and y'all and they mistake this shit for like love and like romance and all this other stuff. And so they have to like really work on not trying to fuck each other because of that.
That's crazy work.
And it's not their fault, like
Crazy
whatever, but
work.
that's it's
That's
crazy.
crazy work.
It's a bad drawing.
And you know, when a lady said it, because the clip that I watched had it was like maybe 10 minutes. Because when a lady said it, I was like, wait, what? And she was like, it just like you said, it just kind of happens because y'all meet each other. At first it's excitement because I got the sibling I never met. Y'all start to spend time together, and then the time together, like your body and your mind kind of confuses it from you platonically meeting somebody to, you know, I actually kind of love this person, almost like trauma bonding.
Nah, that
But
shit's still quiet. That's quiet.
that
That's quiet.
that's
That's
quite
crazy.
It's super crazy, but
it's
that's what
quite the
happens.
fuck insane. And ironically, this week I had actually watched a video of a mother explaining how she had filmed her son by accident. Filmed them on a dating app. They start dealing with each other. They He gets her pregnant, and some kind of way through this, it was revealed to her that that was his mother. This is her son. I said, "What the
No,
fuck?"
Here you go.
So
I
so
said,
it's safe to say that in the long run, Shorty was still breastfeeding her son, right?
um, I I don't know, but wait, that I had a delayed reaction to that. That was sick. But I hope that they sent that baby back to its maker because Jesus Christ. But
but they
Tay
don't.
Boogie, I appreciate you coming through, good brother.
No doubt, no doubt, no doubt, man.
My guy, my guy.
I got
But
Drake, they sent that baby on back to his maker. That's what they did with that baby, love. They
yeah,
got him about him.
send him back to the Almighty. She didn't lose her son. She gave her son up for adoption because she was young when she had her son. I think she said she was like 16, and her mother forced her to give the baby up for adoption. Their living conditions would not have allowed her to properly take care of her baby. So that was the situation with that. But also, when I had this conversation with my homie Nick, she had a friend over, and we further went into the conversation. Now, it was funny because the friend had came in when we was like midway through the conversation, and you know how you walk in on a conversation, and you like, "Yo, what the fuck y'all talking about?"
Very funny.
She walked in at that part of the conversation, and I'm like, "Well, since you're here." Gave her the whole backstory, and I was like, "So, what is it for you?" Now, her perspective, because I think that me and Nick, we were looking at it at very surface level. She went kind of along the same route that your answer went. She said that I wouldn't be able to continue to deal with somebody if they told me that they took advantage of somebody in any kind of capacity. And I was like, whoa. She was like, you date rape somebody, you force yourself on somebody, some kind of way that other party wasn't consenting. I can't deal with you, because she was like, no matter how long ago that happened, that's still on your jacket. I was like,
And that's one of the reasons I'd be so confused. Like, okay, so because I'm obviously I'm not so different, but the way that my brain works a lot of times because I'm neurodivergent, whatever. I'd be so confused as to how people be in these relationships with people, not knowing these people really are. Because in my head, everybody tells on themselves. If you're a predator, if you are taking advantage of people, you doing whatever, you're gonna talk about it. You're gonna boast about it. If something will come across your timeline, you're gonna giggle about it. It's gonna be whatever, and we can talk about it. And I can tell you immediately that you're the problem. Like you're dangerous. I shouldn't be around you. You're disgusting.
I absolutely agree with that. I got a video that I saw earlier that I'll talk about right after this, but I always talk to people about their past when I'm dating them, because I think when you're dating somebody, and I never had problems with them talking about their ex. I actually asked them how their last relationship ended, and the longer they talk, you learn a lot about their personality. If they had nothing wrong, maybe they were the problem. If they can tell you everything the person did and said, well, my play in this relationship, because I'm very much like that. I think that in all my relationships, whether I was the person to leave or I was the person that got broken up with, I can talk about what that person did. I can also say where I could have did better in that relationship. There's only one that ended on like weird circumstances that I don't feel like either side was a wrong, but
it just didn't align.
I
said it just didn't align. It just didn't align.
It just didn't align. But I think that if a person can't say why the relationship ended and where they could have done differently, oh, you're part of the problem. But that goes along with this young lady earlier. I believe she is an OnlyFans girl, but she was saying that, I would never be the victim of going out, being flown out, and not giving it up. So the guy was like, why is that? She was like, because I know what the vibes is before I even get there. She was like, so before I even put myself in that position, I'm going to ask you questions. We're going to have long conversations. We're going to FaceTime each other. So I know completely where one another are. So I might be with it. If I'm with it, when I fly out there, we'll get to it. If I'm not with it, I'm going to know way before you make that ticket exchange to know what it's going to be about.
Yeah. And I don't understand. And social media is really just putting people into weird situations. Because one, but you're not getting floated out nowhere. You don't have to have an opinion on this situation because nobody take you to church. Certain things, certain people are just out of your price bracket. You know what I mean? Like not her specifically. I don't know what you're talking about, but just like people in general, they're seeing things online and they're just like, oh yeah, here's my opinion on this. Don't have an opinion on this. Have an opinion on work tomorrow. Go flip them burgers. Stay within your level with some things.
So,
but also have the conversation. Know who you are. Know what you want. Talk to the person. Have a backup plan. Because everybody don't respect no. If you say because a lot of people think that they can change who they're dealing with. If you tell a guy, no, I'm not sleep with you, we're gonna strip away, da da da. Saying a lot of guys' heads and some guys' heads. Oh yeah, no, I'm gonna get him out there. We gonna drink. We gonna do these shit. We gonna do whatever. I never give it up.
When you get out here, we gonna fuck.
You feel me? Even if you say even if you agree that that's not what's gonna happen. Some people are raping. Some people are just real creeps. So have this plan. What's that shit? It starts with a D. What is it? Discernment. Have some discernment about the people you're around, unfortunately.
Now, Dre, I believed her because the way she worded it as if I'm not with it, I'm not going. She was like, there's not going to be a scenario where I go out there and I'm not going to fuck. Because she was like, if the vibe is right, and you going to fly me out, and I feel like this could be something, or I want to have fun, I'm a fly out there. She was like, if I ain't feeling you, you give me creep vibes. Because that's why she said she FaceTimes, because she was like, I want to see you as we had these conversations. She was like, if the vibe ain't right, I'm not going.
Right. And that's
Now,
super fair.
the conversation had came about because I came across a video from the Shade Room where they were talking about this big controversy about women being flown out to Dubai and being instantly turned into prostitutes, where is a big thing in pause in Dubai where guys are flying chicks out and literally shitting and pissing on them, which is
Yes,
fucking crazy work.
it is fucking crazy. But also, that goes back to me, like what I said about social media. I'm with our own podcast. We gonna do another podcast together, Ed, so we can really dive deep into some of these topics.
Hey, I'm down with it. Me and Big
Hey,
Exclusive was talking about ones that we adding on.
I love it.
But
I love it. But that's because people get involved in things that they're not used to. They're not really privy to or whatever. Because that has not been a quiet type secret thing, whatever, right? Sex trafficking is happening. People are kinks, XYZ, whatever else, like these things are happening. Is it happening to everybody who goes out there? No. But is it happening to people? Are people fly out there for certain things? Absolutely. It's been a well-known fact. Just like you go certain places in America, you know what you're here for. Not to,
now,
like make light of the situation, but you go to a fucking Diddy party thinking you're gonna smoke some weed and go home.
listen, I'm
You feel
the
me?
hip
Like,
hop, the immaturity and the hip hop fan of me will not let me allow this conversation to go without saying this. So after I shits on the bitch, because I shitted on that bitch. But
because
no,
I did it.
a couple comments ago, Ron said essentially, I'm not inviting you out if you're not my girl. Because also, I think to the man also, because that's a dangerous space for women. I think physically, for men, I think that's a dangerous space. Like, I'm not inviting a woman in with me. Like, not to say that I haven't gone out, met a girl,
Oregon.
went back to the crib and chilled and shit like that. But I'm not going to be in close quarters with you and leave any room for shit to go left. I don't. The same way women are saying, like, I'm not going because I don't know what type of time you want. I'm
Uh-huh.
not letting a woman be in my presence if I don't trust that you can be here without you accusing me of something. Because I mean, it's a lot of power. If that woman dials 911, I already know whether I'm guilty or not guilty, which I'm going to be not guilty. But she has a lot of power in that moment. And I don't like being vulnerable. I do not
Yeah.
like being vulnerable. And in a situation like that, it's not much leeway that you have.
No. Close to none, honestly. And I'm not a big I'm not one of those big like, oh, these bitches be lying, da 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 da, because the amount of people that actually lie versus the amount of people who just don't get respected and believed or whatever else. Not even on statistics or whatever.
Right.
But it can happen. Just like anything can happen. My situation in Japan or whatever, right? I'm not saying everybody's out here is a predator, but they're out here. And
Yeah.
you might be that one time something happens with you.
They are amongst us.
They are amongst that. They are walk around reproducing, living regular lives or whatever. And I'm not mad at nobody, trying to take precautions for themselves or being weary of any situation at this point because the world is crazy. Now, do I believe that everybody is out here just trying to kill somebody, trying to do XYZ to people? No. But also protect yourself because you don't know what's going to happen at that point. And God forbid you go out there and something happens, then now your shit fucks up because she mad that you wouldn't get no more money or something like that, or you mad because she wouldn't give it up. Things go left all the time. Why are you going out of the country with somebody you don't know?
Right.
Why is that happening to begin with?
To Dre's comment, see, the thing about consensual agreements, they can change as soon as the tips pause. And you gotta respect that.
Yeah.
I absolutely
I know.
can respect it. I've been in situations where it looks like it's gonna go down.
You know,
We get
Timber.
there, and it like I have a moment I'm going to tell you about. I was with this young lady. We vibing all night. Go back to her crib. She talking big shit. We get back to her crib, and all of a sudden she was like, "I'm not ready to be with another man. I just broke up with my guy, and I'm just not there." I said, "You still want to cuddle?"
There we go.
but
There we go.
but it didn't go any further than that because I respect consent because I don't want you putting me in a place where my freedom is at jeopardy. I don't even want you to feel uncomfortable. You know what? That's it. That's all. That's where we're gonna leave it. Free food and drinks. Hey, you know what? The free food and drinks that that young lady gets from you is a lot cheaper than what the jeopardy of your freedom would be. But yo, that was fire. Both of those topics actually went further consensually than than I thought they were going to be. That was very fire. Scooty, do you have any last words for the good people?
I'm not sure who all sees this. That might be military, associate military, whatever, whatever base. But there's currently a young staff sergeant, a young black woman staff sergeant that is being kicked out of the army on some bullshit charges. But I just want to say for everybody, especially in this political climate, in these times that we're in America, as black people, black women, men and women, please do what your rank can handle. And what that means is do what you can afford to do for your lifestyle and your family. Winning the fight, being right about something is not always going to be, is not going to give you the outcome that's most beneficial for you. Because you can be right and still be dead, physically, mentally, and literally. Please be careful out here. All you really gotta do is stay black and die, and that's hard enough.
Listen, I ain't got no choice. Scooty, thank you for being here as
Thank you, Trey.
always. I appreciate, and you came through in a clutch. This show would have looked completely different. I love you. Appreciate you. Talk to you later.
Love you. Bye, guys.
Now, good people, that was a great episode. As always, I appreciate y'all coming through, fam. Always a good time. Y'all know how I like to end every episode. Before I say that, make sure you have a good Thanksgiving if you celebrate. If not, enjoy your time during the holidays with your folks. We will be back in 2 weeks, and then we're gonna have a time for the rest of the year. But y'all know how I like to end every episode. Live every day like it's your last. But make sure you are prepared for tomorrow. God bless and good night.
Everybody out my house, but it's Crip style. Watch how I get about my house, y'all. Get out. Get the fuck up out my house, nigga. Get the fuck. Get the fuck. Get the fuck up in my house, nigga. Get the fuck up out my house, nigga. Nigga, quick call. Get the fuck up out my house, nigga. Huh? What?